Hello and welcome back to another Wednesday night here at Heroes and Hooligans, where we are playing Concentricity, Prey and Predator, Episode 3. With me tonight, as always, I have Tunzi Zachary, played by Don, Gary Sneed, played by Drew, and Jack Thonkla, played by Riley. And we're going to just dive right into things, gang. When we left off, you had just blown up two massive hauler lifts, one of which you'd separated the cargo from before the fire overtook it, and another of which the cargo was blown free from. That loose container is now rattling as the door bursts open, and you see the first thing is inky blackness within, and the second thing is red carapace scuttling out, about 5 feet wide, with about 1.5 feet of depth, about 2 feet high. You see a massive crab scuttle out of the container, much lower than where the indents of beating were.
Much lower than when the indents of beating were, so not the thing that was making the ruckus.
You could infer that. It could be wrong.
Okay. Well, does it look aggressive? Is that aggressive scuttling?
It is scuttling in your direction, but in your direction is also away from a whole lot of burning fire. So it could be aggressively scuttling towards you. It could be running away from hot stuff.
I think we should give it a second and see what it does here, boys. What do you want to do? We should shore that thing up before anything else gets out, too.
There's no way the crab was what was making all that ruckus now.
Well then, can we close it up before whatever was finds a way out?
And you see the crab begins to scuttle past your ship further down.
Nope. Or maybe we shouldn't let it go loose.
Oh yeah, we do still have to fucking catch it, don't we?
I was gonna say, can Tunzi's run and try and grab it?
Yeah, again, this is a massive crab. Think its carapace is the size of a king crab's whole body.
Can we do a horse in a trailer type thing and just kind of corral it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can run up and start to. Who's joining Tons? Is it just you? Okay, cool. You begin to run over there and try to corral it. Go ahead and give me animal handling.
Can I give Gary advantage and just have him roll instead?
I'm gonna say each of you has to attempt on this check.
Okay.
There we go. So 15 for Gary.
15?
6 for Tons.
6 for Tons. Tons, this thing does not appear to be intimidated by you. Gary, it sort of scuttles around away from you towards Tons. And then Tons, as it approaches you, you see a bend in the back of the carapace as it almost unhinges and stands up to its full length, almost like a roly-poly unrolling itself to go vertical.
Oh, we got a Trojan crab. It was hiding more crab in it. Tugs, you got to make yourself big or make yourself look like butter.
Now that it has stood up to its full height, it is about the size and build of a gorilla.
Oh my god.
2 massive claws extend out from the inner carapace at the end of where the hands of a gorilla would be. And you see 1/3 claw that looks like all it could really do is reach around to the side of it. Reach around to the other side. Hangs below the right arm. The right shoulder.
Now, does it look like something that could have caused those?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right.
In fact, no roll necessary. These massive crab hammer pincers are the same size as the dents.
Okay.
Well, Jack, I think we found what made all that ruckus.
And it rears up in front of you and chitters.
Hey there, buddy. We don't want to hurt you. We're just
Jack
trying
hasn't
to
turned
get
around.
back
He's looking at the
people
cage.
who take care of
Something
you.
else comes out. He doesn't know what's back
All
there.
right. Do you want to go check out the container, or do you just look at it from afar?
As they would have been doing that, Jack would have made
Okay.
sure like the cage is empty, and then also check on the other truck that we also blew up.
Yeah. The other truck did not significantly get blown up. It's just a little scorched from like the blast of fire, but it was pushed away before the before the fire exploded.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure all the cargo's good before I go
Yeah.
help.
You go to check the first truck. Give me an investigation.
You got it.
What's up, Gary?
Well, I was going to ask something in character, so I'll wait until
Sure.
this time. Is there time?
There's time if you're talking to Tons. If you're talking to Jack, you're gonna have to be yelling.
Okay.
And we're gonna and we'll have you call out after we resolve his investigation.
That's a 13.
13. You do see one crate in here where it looks like the not crate, cage, metal cage, where it looks like the bars fell off when it was knocked on its side in the explosion. You do see that most of what is in here is flora, plants and the like. And you do see a display mounted to the back wall with about 300 types of insects buzzing around in it.
Oh goodness.
That is still, it looks fully intact and in place.
Fantastic. Yeah. Was that Gary yelling at me? What was that?
I was actually just talking to Tons.
Well, yeah, go for it.
Tons, do you know what crabs eat?
Crabs eat like plankton and algae, but this is a little more than just a crab, I think.
You can also give me a lore check, since that's got nature folded into it, I think.
Yeah, I'll do that. Crabs.
Oof.
Ton's got a 19 on the lore.
Cool.
Nice. I got a 14.
14. With a 14, you would know that different species of crabs eat a lot of different things. There are a lot of crabs that eat meat.
Okay.
Tons with a 19 beating a 15. I'm going to give you a little extra over just what you asked for. You look at this thing and you see that with this size, the way its appendages are sort of splaying, it almost looks like a coconut crab to you. And those are infamous for eating anything they can.
Well, when I was younger, I spent a lot of time on boats, and there were these things that kind of look like this called coconut crabs, and they'd eat anything, so...
All right. Well, I might have an idea, and I'm going to back off away from the crab, and I'm going to cast Minor Hologram,
All right.
and I am going to create a hologram of just a small, like a small wounded rodent crawling away from it in the direction of our ship.
Okay. Minor hologram is sight only, right?
It is. Hold on. Yes, sight. It's definitely not smell. But yeah, I think it's just sight. Yep.
Yep. Okay. The eyes on the stalks pop out a little and swivel. The right one does. The left one swivels just a little so it can turn its head and keep it focused on Tunzis. You see it notice the blood from the wound. And that vestigial arm reaches to its left side. And you see rips a section of its carapace off that appears to be in the shape of a sword.
Oh.
And you now see, as it extends, why it only has one of these vestigial arms. It has sharpened its other into a blade.
Oh my. Oh right. So it's intelligent potentially.
And it's going to stab down at the rat. Or
Okay. Yeah, I should mention as I finished reading the spell, it is small enough to fit in the palm of someone's hand, and it's going to disappear after my next turn. So I guess
Okay.
6 seconds from now.
All right, cool. It's going to stab down at the rat, and I'm going to get some music going. And then... All right. What is your universal save DC? Because I believe that is a universal. Or what's your tech save DC?
Tech save DC is 14.
14. The sword goes through the rat, and the rat does not react. And you see the eye that was on Toons swivels to you. The eye that was on the rat swivels to Toons.
Okay.
Is one of the containers still open?
The one it came out of is still open, yes.
Okay.
And you can see it's tensing in the shoulders. Go for it.
When we say that one's open, is it like blown open, can't be closed, or like the doors were blown open and could be closed again?
From what you saw, the doors were not blown open; they were beaten open. So you could theoretically, if you had something to wedge across where the latch was before, that would be stronger. You could lock this thing back into the container.
Okay. Tons is gonna essentially yell that
Conscious.
to them. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna see if I can lure it over there, find something to lock the doors, see if we can get it back in there. And Tons is gonna start like making noise and trying to keep its attention and backing slowly toward the container.
While he's doing that, can I go into the wreckage of one of the trucks and try and see if maybe they had spare locks or anything like that in the event of something like this happening?
All right.
Just something I can use to fasten the door.
As you begin to split away, Gary, it is going to react and strike at you with one of these massive claws, and we're going to roll initiative. Okay. 20 to 25.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. 15 to 19.
15.
Below 4. All right. So it's going to be Gary, Jack, Crab, Toons.
Okay. Fuck. I don't want to hurt this thing. So I'm going to press a couple of buttons on my wrist pad, and you see 3 illusory Garys appear next to him and start kind of switching places with one another. I'm going to cast Minor Hologram and keep going in the direction of the ship to look for more locks.
All right. Nice. So we're going to resolve that attack of opportunity quick.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, did I say Minor Hologram? I meant Mirror Image.
I knew what you meant. But thank you for clarifying for the audience. All right. Does a 19 hit?
First, let me roll to see if it goes for me on one of the things. That is a 6, so I just barely make it. So that goes for one of the duplicates, which is going to be 10 plus 16 is the AC for one of those things.
All right. Then it hits the duplicate. Duplicate is crushed and vanishes. And then you begin to move. What's your movement?
Movement is, I believe it's 30. Sorry. Just leading to the sheet. I don't even know where to find that. Yep, 30.
30. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Any bonus actions?
No.
As you make your way, it's going to take you about another 20 feet of movement to get to the
Actually,
open.
yeah, what am I saying? I'm sorry. Bonus action. I'm going to teleport 30 feet towards the ship that I can see.
All right. Towards the ship or towards the trucks?
Oh, I'm sorry. Towards the trucks. Thank you.
All right. You are able to make it to the truck that exploded first, the one this container came off of.
Okay. And I'll end my turn unless I can get inside.
You can't get inside. You will be able to, on your next turn, I'm going to say do an object interaction investigation for pieces. or for things that you could use at disadvantage or bonus action flat.
Okay.
That brings us to Jack. Jack, you see Gary fiddle with a couple buttons. 4 of him pop up. 1 is immediately crushed, and he runs.
Oh goodness, what's going on back there? Prior to an initiative had started, would I have like known that whatever was? You said there was like an open box in the second truck. Is that? Am I good to leave that alone? Essentially.
No, the second truck is fully sealed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
The second container is not open. It didn't look like it took any damage. Fully sealed.
Gotcha. All right. How far is the first truck? Like 10 feet?
The first truck itself from the container here is 10 feet.
Okay, yeah, because that's where
15 feet from the back of 15 feet from exiting the container, I guess.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just head back. I still got another 15 feet after that. It's like, hey Gary, what's going on, man? What's happening?
Have you still not look through the shimmering window that I just created, and you can see a giant gorilla crab.
Oh, all I saw was the shimmering window. I see.
You know, we got a big fucking problem here. I'm trying to see if there's any more locks in the truck. Tunsies is, I guess, going to try and lure it back into the container. If you got anything else you want to add, if you have anything crabs don't like in there, be my guest.
How's it acting? Does it did y'all talk to it at all? Is it just
no? It's acting like an asshole. Do you have anything where you might be able to communicate with it?
I'll give it a shot. And is the portal usable to me?
It is actually.
All right.
I was going to end it. I was about to chime in and say I forgot that I closed my portal, but if you want to hop in through it.
No,
good move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how far is the crab from the portal? I suppose I should
the crab is 30 feet from the portal, so the portal will get you 30 feet closer to the crab.
Gotcha.
Crab is 60 feet from you right now.
Gotcha. Calculating. I step through the portal. I look at the crab, the crab samurai, whatever's happening here.
That's exactly what it is.
Hey, buddy.
You got it. That's the stat block name.
Does it react to me at all when I call out to it?
You can see it react to the sound as one of the 2 eyes that is now trained on Toons trains on you, but it does not appear to be like understanding you at first glance. You can give me an insight if you want to figure. Rusheldo.
I know I'm reaching.
That made me chuckle.
What can I give you? I'm sorry.
You can give me an insight for free if you want to try to glean if this thing understands language. Like, can tell that you're talking to it.
17.
17? It registers that you're communicating at it, but it cannot understand your communication.
Oh, God, that's...
The same way that Toons was able to tell that it was, like, crackling at him, but didn't know what it was saying.
Okay, well, there's not a ton I can... would you consider this thing in its current form a humanoid? I'm
going to say no. It's too... I would not call a gorilla a humanoid, so I would not call the gorilla crab a humanoid.
Look, I don't know how Ghost of Crab here is going to register for most people.
I had to think about it.
Guys, I don't have a ton of options here. I work with people, not creatures.
You came in hot. I thought you had something.
I did too, and then everything.
I was just gonna try and lure it with myself as bait into one of the containers, and then teleport out and try and trap it in there.
Gotcha.
I'm all for that.
I was looking for a yes and I didn't get it. So
from the crab.
I'm sorry. Okay. I was gonna say luck check, and then I was like, no, it's not a crab human. It's a crab gorilla.
All right. So with the portal still behind me, so I can do this. I'm just to give us a little bit of a boost here. I'm going to use Solarium Barrier, and I'm going to use it at 4th level, which will give the 3 of us each 15 points of maximum HP and current hit points.
Nice.
For 8 hours.
So we get 15 temp HP or 15.
It's aid, but sci-fi.
Yeah, it's temporary. It's a max hit point buff for the moment as well. It's not just temp HP.
Yeah.
So if we get damage, you could heal it back until it's over, but just add 15 to your hit points right now.
That's very useful because I just looked at my character sheet and saw how messed up I am.
Yep, and then yeah, that's really all I got.
Wait, aren't you a level 8, Jack?
I am.
I thought.
I'm a
Oh
con-
wait, I'm thinking of a different thing. I'm thinking of
Don't
the
worry.
way of balance force barrier, aren't I?
I believe so, but no worries. We're all good here.
All right. Yeah, because that's arcane ward basically. All right. That's it for you.
Yep.
All right, Toons. You're not up. I lied. It's the crab. Yeah, you're prey and you're right in front of it. So it's gonna come at you with both claws and the sword. Nobody's done anything to harm it yet, so it's just on the lookout for prey. All right. Do 19s hit you? All right.
Yes.
The sword misses. Both claws hit. Go ahead and give me a DC 15 acrobatics check or athletics check.
7.
7.
I'm prone.
You're grappled.
Ooh, yay.
As both claws latch onto you. And you see, as it holds you, it shifts its stance so that its legs are spread wide and it begins to squeeze. You're going to take... Eight, 16 kinetic damage.
Tons is very barely standing.
With your 15 added on?
I was at 6 when we started today.
Oh my goodness.
God damn.
Shouldn't have offered yourself up as bait, my guy.
Yep, it's okay. I got this.
Okay. That's the end of its turn.
Cool. Tons is gonna cry out in pain.
You are, because immediately starting your turn, while it is in its grappler stance, you take... Oh, only 1 kinetic damage.
Okay. So yeah, Tons cries out, and then he's gonna try and focus, and using 2 Solarium points, he is going to cast Phase Walk.
All right.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And
That's
teleport
30 feet?
30 feet away.
Nice. So you will be landing pretty much next to Jack, if you would like. If you're headed towards the truck, you're next to Jack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna turn around.
And also next to the portal.
I'm gonna turn around and say, "Hey, tall, dumb, and ugly, come get dinner." And I'm gonna use my movement to move my normal 30 feet toward the truck.
All right. You move. That gets you inside. That can get you against the back wall of the container.
Perfect. That's where I want to be. Oh, and I haven't done an action, so I am going to use my action. Is dodge a thing?
Dodge is a thing.
Okay, then yeah, we'll dodge.
Cool. Use your action to dodge. All right. End of your turn. Back to the top, Gary.
All right. First of all, how far am I from Tunsies?
Tons is in the truck. It would take you about 20 feet of movement to get to him. Or he's at the back of it. It'd take you 25 feet of movement to get, 20 feet to get in touch range of Tons.
Okay.
To get line of sight, it would take you 15.
But is the opening of the truck within line of sight?
No, it is not. You're inside the cab of the truck, and it's and he's in the container that got blown off of it.
All right, Tons, try and stay alive. In that case, I will. I'm gonna take the advantage and just do a full investigation check, looking for something to close up the broken open truck with.
Taking a full action.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes. Better one is a 16 plus 19 total.
19 total. You find a couple of replacement latches, but they're the same. They're the exact same latch. So you're not sure how long it would hold against this thing.
Okay.
It held for a good 30 seconds before, and if you can get it up in the air, get some G-forces working on it, you might be good.
Okay. Might have to be what we do. I don't know any other ideas. All right, I'll grab it, and then use
I
my...
will remind you, your tow cables are still not hooked up to this container either. They're
Okay.
hooked up in the front, not in the back.
All right, well, I'm going to grab it then and start heading over in the direction of the container that Tunsies is in.
Okay, cool. Your movement is 30. You can get line of sight on Tons and still have a bonus action left.
I can't do what I was going to do as a bonus action, so I'm good here.
Okay. Then yeah, you're over there. You can be at the back door, ready to move on your next turn.
Okay.
You're almost shoulder to shoulder with Jack at this point.
Okay.
Next is Jack. Jack, you've got the teleporter right behind you. Next to the teleporter, you've got Gary. In the container behind you, you've got Tons.
Yep.
And ahead of you, having just turned its whole body to face the three of you, you have the samurai crab.
Gary, you got a thing to lock this up?
Maybe. It's not going to hold it for long, but if we can set it up and then get this thing in the air, we might have a shot.
You wouldn't happen to have spotted any vines or anything, any plants like that back there, would you?
Did I?
Not on the truck. Anything like vines or that would have been there probably got burnt up in the truck's explosions.
Okay.
You do still have your trees that you planted.
Yeah, we got the trees. I mean, I have some cable that I can use for a wire line. We could tie it up with that.
I was thinking if there were vines, I could surge them again and have them hold up the doors for us. But looks like we're just gonna have to lock them up and go from there. We can knock them out if we need to. It seems like. But
All right. I just don't want to get any kind of pay docked because we damaged the merchandise.
I don't disagree with you. Chip.
Yes.
You said it had basically turned one of its arms into a weapon, right?
Yeah, it looks like it snipped off the left vestigial arm, like the lower one, and carved it into a sword, sharpened it.
Well, let's give this a shot. How about he gives me that, and I'll try to disarm.
All right. Disarming, like you running up to try to disarm it from him?
Oh no, Stellarum disarm.
Oh, the spell. The spell. All right. That's a saving throw. What kind?
Strength or Dex. The creature chooses which ability.
All right. It is going to do a strength saving throw. It adds 7 to this. What is your DC?
16.
On a natural 2, that fails. And you rip its arm off as it flies to you.
Oh, I get to catch that.
Or not off, but out of its hand.
Yeah, I rip its weaponized arm out of its other arm.
Yes.
And now I have it, because I get to catch it with one of my free hands.
Yes, you do.
Oh, God. Gary, this is kind of gross. I can't
Would
lie.
you like the stats for the crustaceous sword?
Absolutely.
This is a sword that is wielded with strength. It can be used to make melee weapon attacks with a reach of 5 feet, one target. On a hit, it deals 2d8 plus your strength modifiers, kinetic damage.
Oof.
It must be wielded with 2 hands by a creature smaller than large.
Gotcha. I'm not proficient with this, I imagine.
I would say the weight of it is the same as a long sword, so you are. It's just that it's longer,
Gotcha.
which is why it needs 2 hands for appropriate balance.
No worries at all. Thank you very much. All right. Well, I think that'll make it angry. Let's get in this truck.
All right, so you're running into the truck too?
Yep. Mine. Why not?
All right. You run into the truck too, holding its sword with you as you run. And it absolutely falls for your plan and begins to rush after you in tons. Dum, 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 dum. Gets to the entryway of the truck. And blocks the door frame. But does not step foot within. You can give me insights or animal handling for free.
11 insight.
10 animal handling.
12 animal handling.
What's that insight?
It was 11.
Oh, 11. Okay. So I think all of you get the feeling that it knows that being in here is bad for it, and it might be a little scared to re-enter. Even to chase after prey and foe.
Okay. At this point, in terms of the layout of people, is it like I am the furthest out towards the center? This thing is standing at the lip of the container, and Tunzi's and Jack are inside
You're
the container?
pretty much you're pretty close to the lip of the container yourself.
But I'm outside, right?
You're outside, this thing is in the door, and you're about 10 feet away from it to the right.
And the other two are further
The other two
into
are in the container at the back of it.
Okay. In that case... Oh, well, it's not my turn, is it?
It is Tunzi's turn.
Okay.
We're gonna phase walk again.
All right, where are you phase walking to? I believe
Behind
you
it.
need line of sight.
Can I not
Behind
see
it?
between its legs?
No,
Yeah.
no. I was saying that, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
said behind it.
Yeah, just like behind it.
All right, cool.
Like 10
Absolutely.
feet behind it or something.
Absolutely, no problem. You're right behind it. 10. You can have 10 feet if you want.
Cool. I'm sorry, Gary, but this is the only thing that is big enough to push it.
Do it.
Okay. Then for my action, I'm gonna force repulse.
Shoot
Okay.
Scary in the head.
Or Solarium repulse, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Each creature within 20 feet needs to make a dex save, and on a failed save, it takes a 8d6 force damage and is pushed back 5 feet, so that would, in theory, push it 5 feet into the container.
If you're 10 feet back from it, you could walk another 10 feet back and have this not hit Gary.
Then we'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it is a dexterity saving throw. Good pick.
Yep.
This thing adds 0.
And it takes half damage no matter what, so I'll roll that 5d8 or 8d6. Sorry.
It hasn't rolled yet, so. It's plus 0. And your spell save DC is a 14.
15.
Failure either way.
Okay. It takes 33 force damage.
Oh.
Goodness.
3rd level power. It's big.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, force propel is only 15 pounds, and this thing's much more than that. So this was the only way to move it at all. And then it is pushed 5 feet away from me, which should push it into the container, hopefully.
It does push it into the container since it was standing in the doorway.
Cool. Can I then use my remaining 20 feet to run up and grab one of the doors and...
Yeah.
I assume it's like 2 doors, right?
Yeah,
so
it's
if I
a
do that,
double
Jack
door.
still has a way out.
Yeah, you can absolutely run up, object interaction, shut one of the doors.
Yep. And then, yeah, I'm like holding it, obviously.
All right, Gary, you're up.
Does Jack have a way to get out of here that I would know about?
I don't think you've seen Jack do any teleporting or anything.
Okay. All right, then as a bonus action, I'm going to just peer into the thing, put a little doorway next to Jack, and the other one's going to be right next to me. And then for my action, can I try and replace the latch with the one that I got out of the truck?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a tech check. Difficulty at this speed is going to be 17.
Good. 15 on the die, 21 total.
Does it?
And
You
when
pop
Jack
the old
moves-
latch off the rest of the way and are immediately able to replace it.
Perfect. And I'm going to use a reaction when Jack goes through the portal to close the doors. The
Okay.
portal doors.
Close the portal. Cool.
Yeah.
All set up. Jack.
Well, the thing's like right by the door right now, right?
It is inside the door.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm just gonna.
You
taunt
have
it
a
forward.
portal right next to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna taunt it forward and have and just ready in action to fall backwards through the portal or jump backwards through it. That way, it's
Okay.
not right by the door to start banging on it again right away to give them time.
All right. I will say, give me animal handling or intimidation.
We'll probably do intimidation because I don't think I have either of those. Nope. But yeah, no, I'll look at its sword a couple times, like do a little trick with it, flip it around, and offer the handle tauntingly with a 19 on the intimidation.
Yes. You can tell this thing is about to rush you.
Yeah,
and you
then-
ready your movement. It begins to rush at you. You step through the portal. Gary, you see Jack come out. You're using your reaction to close.
Yep.
Portal closes. Jack, you still have your. Nope. You ready an action to move. So you don't have an object interaction because it's not your turn. And this thing turns around and begins to run at the open door when it sees you vanish. It gets up to the door, but it is not able to squeeze through with just one open. So I'm going to need Tons give me opposed athletics as it tries to push at one of the doors. It'll be rolling with disadvantage because it's only trying to use its bulk instead of focusing the push.
Ooh.
So
Needed that.
it gets a 19.
I got a natural 20 for 21.
There
Hell
you go.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It slams into the door with its bulk, but you're on the outside. All you have to do is keep your feet planted, keep it shoved. We come back to your turn, Tons.
Can I just Solarum pull the other door shut?
You can just grab the other door and pull it shut.
I want to use Solarum though, because it's cooler.
Okay, yeah.
And I imagine that Tons' whole body is against this door.
That's fair. That's fair. I just didn't want you. Well, Solarum pull doesn't cost points, right? It's a
Yeah,
cantrip.
yeah. It's,
Okay.
it's a cantrip. Yeah, it's just.
Okay. I just didn't want
Tom-
you to spend points if you didn't have to.
yeah.
Unless you I didn't want you to think you had to if you didn't have to.
Yeah.
Tons, your whole body's being used to just hold that one side of the door closed. How are we gonna close the other side?
I mean, once I pull that one closed, I will like roll so that I'm over the hinge.
Oh
right?
god, he's so cool, Gary! Oh my god!
All right, and you have your object interaction still. Do you want to shut the latch that Gary just repaired?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, cool. Latch is shut. And we're going to go to the top of the order with Gary Sneed. You got to get these tow cables hooked up, and you got a whole nother container to get hooked up as well before you can really fly out of here.
Question. I have a cantrip called Combustive Shot. If I were to use that against the latch with the objective of like melting and fusing it a little bit and just adding a little extra time for us, would I know whether or not that's a worthwhile idea, or am I just going to be damaging this door more?
I will give it to you as a possibility. It's going to depend on your damage roll.
Okay. Well, Gary's
You're not going to make the situation worse, probably.
Okay. Story of my life. That's what it says in my resume.
So go ahead, roll a d20. This object just has an AC of 10.
It's a 12 on the die.
You hit. So you don't. Good news is you're not going to make it worse. You didn't crit in either direction.
Okay, good. So let's see. At 5th level, so it's a d6.
5th level?
It increases at 5th level.
Okay.
This is the cantrip.
I was like, this is not a 5th level spell. What are you talking about?
Sorry, it's really weirdly worded. Give me a second here.
Yeah, it's just I can use my cantrips at 9th level.
Oh, it's a d4 plus. Okay. So it's a d6 and a d4 plus 6. All right. So that's a 1 on the d6, and then the d4 is a 2 plus 6 for 8, so it's 9 total points of damage.
All right. It's not quite to the point where you think it's soldered shut. I'm going to tell you need 1 more point of fire damage to this thing to solder it shut.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Combustive shot comes off of your blaster, right? Did you roll your blaster damage?
Oh, that's why it's weirdly worded. I didn't understand. Maybe it's because of that. All right. No, I did not.
Is that a ranged smite?
All right, blaster damage. Sorry. So then that's another 9 points from that.
Cool. So 9 points, 18. You solder this latch to the door
Nice.
with your blaster.
Perfect. And then
When did Gary become the tech guy?
Oh, Gary's a tech guy for sure.
He is the tech guy.
Oh yeah.
He does have imposter syndrome though, so he asks that all the time. With my movement, I'll start going towards our ship, I guess, looking to hook up tow cables.
Like I said, you've got the cables laid out here because you were trying to hook them up before.
Right.
So you can, as a bonus action, I'll say give me a tech check.
Sweet.
You're looking to hit a DC 20 to hook up one of the cables.
Oh, I don't think that's going to do it. No, it's a 17.
Okay. That's just your bonus. The DC's lower if you're using your action.
Gotcha.
And other people will be able to do this as well. Jack, turn goes to you.
Yeah, I will use all of my time to start hooking up these cables.
All right. Only the two by the door here remain. So
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
You're going to go to the one that Gary's currently working on, or the one on the right?
I'll do the other one to start.
Okay. Give me your action for that.
You got it. Yeah.
Just a flat tech check. DC is 15.
All right. Flat tech check DC 15. I would like to feign confidence this.
Go for it.
Possible. Yeah. Let me get you a deception roll. A 23 will let me add my proficiency bonus. So now a tech check, adding. What do we have? +2, +3 right now? +3.
+3.
Adding 3 for a 24 on the technology check. I rolled a 21.
Nice. That gets this tow cable hooked on. Probably not going to be it's probably going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride for the guy, but it's hooked on enough that you're not going to drop in.
Yeah, that's all that matters. And then I guess I'll do the other one as a bonus action.
All right, you run over to Gary's, try to hook it up as a bonus action. Give me that. It's going to be a DC 20.
No worries. It's an 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this one's all fucked up. I told you.
What did you, Gary? You did so good with the lock. What happened? What's happening over here, man?
It's the thing. I didn't do anything.
I suppose you're right. You're never wrong.
All right. Crab's going to make its first attempt to break the lock. Because of Gary's soldering job, the DC on the athletics check has risen by 5.
Nice.
It was 5.
20.
Failure.
Nice.
Close failure, but failure.
Don't say that out loud.
No, I'm going to say it out loud.
I think I will.
You can't silence me.
Fuck. Okay.
All right. After it, that goes to Tons.
Did you say there's another container that still needs to be hooked up?
Yep, there's the container that went undamaged. Still needs to be hooked up and brought back with you guys. That one's still on its hover lift, so you could push. You could theoretically go and start pushing that one yourself.
Yeah, that's what Tons is gonna do. You guys will handle this. He's not tech savvy enough to. He'll make things worse.
All right. So you're going to go grab that one and start like pushing it back towards the rest of the group. Your movement speed will be halved while you're pushing. It's about 30 feet away right now. So you're able to get to it, dash, and then get another 15 feet if you want.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. So next turn, you'll be able to get it to lined up with just your movement speed. End of your turn.
Yep.
All right, Gary.
Trying to hook that motherfucker up.
All right, roll flat. DC 15.
Maybe if I just turn it and just not think about the big goddamn crab monster. There we go.
And you can hear the barreling of carapace on steel as you say this.
Fuck. 16.
16. That does it.
Hell yeah.
You can see Toons almost has the next container to you. You could go use your movement since it's 15 feet away now to grab it and pull it another, we'll say 10 feet.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll say 10 feet for you, 5 feet for Jack if he goes to assist, and that'll get you in line.
I will.
All right, cool. Just because 15 doesn't divide into 5, doesn't round down into 5 well. All right, Jack.
Gotta help with the other container, I suppose?
Yeah, you can. You can... Actually,
I
I'll
can't
say,
run the ship,
Gary,
so-
if you want to ready your bonus action to try to hook up the next tie, Jack could, or you could just... No, you used your action. Jack could dash with the container and get it to you.
Then, yeah, I'll do that.
And I'll
if
do
Jack
that.
is willing. Okay. All right. Yeah. Container is to you. Gary, go ahead and give me that DC 20. And then we'll get back into a regular order.
That'll do it, I think. Yeah, 23.
All right, 23. You get one of the 4 here hooked up. That brings us back into our regular order. Crab goes. Crab fails. Toons. You're up at the front now. All that's left is 3 of those ties.
He'll try.
Yeah. There's no penalty to failure.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't get latched correctly.
With a 4, it does not.
All right. Do you want to try the bonus action for the DC 20?
Sure, why not?
You could get a nat 20, right?
With a 4, I do not.
All right. Gary.
I will try and hook up another one of these cables.
All right. Starting with your full action.
Yes. I think that just... Oh, full action then. Yeah, that definitely makes it. That is a 19.
19? Cool.
Yeah.
Trying to get a second with your bonus.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
This is DC 20, right?
DC 20 as you move to the back of the container.
That is another 19.
Does not do it. Jack.
Well, Tons is here. Where's the caveman? I will bonus action attempt to do one of the cables.
Smart. Okay. There's only 2 left now, so go for it.
I definitely fail because I got an 8, so I would.
Yeah, that won't do it.
And then I will run back to where Tons left, and I will use my action to brace, and hold back the crab.
Oh, you're going to brace against the door? Give me an athletics check.
Oh, that's a horrible idea. I'll burn my last feign confidence to see if we can get a little more help here.
Oh, no, this is... Whatever you roll in this athletics check, I am going to add to the DC.
Oh, then I'm definitely doing that.
Okay.
Because I only had a 1 to my athletics as it is, so... There we go. That'll say 24 on my athletics. Or 23, excuse me, 23.
Jesus. So natural 19?
Yeah, 19 plus 1 plus 3.
You are braced against this door, pushing it in so the latch does not shake as these blows rain down upon it. He needs a nat 20 to open it now.
That's me.
And that is him. Does not make it. Toons.
Let's try and get this cable attached again.
All right, start with the DC 15.
6 does not do it. 15
Nope.
does not do it.
Shame.
Yep, should have been the other order. That's
Yeah.
turn.
All right, Gary, 2 cables.
Yep. Yeah, it's an 18 on the die on the first one. That'll do it.
Does it?
Bonus. Not gonna do it. That's a 10.
Okay. Jack.
Okay, I'm gonna keep racing. I'm gonna do a comms check. How we doing, fellas?
How the hell do these things work?
There's like you gotta turn it around kind of like opposite how you think you would, and then you just jam it the fuck in there.
Numbers,
Let
boys.
this-
Give me a number.
No, you're at 1 left.
Okay.
1 of 8.
All right, Tons, please just take it slow. Gary, let Tons finish up. Get the ship ready. We need to get in the air if we want to make sure this thing stays in there.
Roger.
Thank you, boys. And I'm gonna keep racing as it comes
All
around
right.
to me.
Yeah. So Gary, do you go hop in the pilot seat to get
I
it
will
ready?
I will. I'll warm up, Jake.
All right. Go ahead and move. You'll have to dash to get in the pilot seat, but yes,
No problem.
you get Jake warmed up and ready for liftoff. The reactor's still running from where you left it earlier.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just start with the dose sequences.
Tons, just go slow. Just take it easy.
We'll count that as a help action if you'd like, Jack.
Oh,
Since
absolutely.
since you're just bracing still, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you want to keep your last
Oh, naturally.
athletics check.
Absolutely. I took his arm. I'm taking his pride. I hate crabs.
I hate crabs.
If I had a nickel every time Jack has said this.
All right. Then that brings us to the crab, actually. Does not succeed.
Question.
Yes.
The cables that are hooked up to the ship connecting
Mhm.
to the container that the crab is in, what are those made out of? Just like metal?
They're like metal corded cables.
Okay. Jake doesn't have anything that would surround it with like an electrical field or just like shock this thing for a second, would it?
No.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
You might.
Yeah, I'm
But-
trying to. Maybe I can. I'll think about that. But sorry.
Well, you know what I'll tell you. Jake definitely has something with enough electrical power to shock this thing, to fully electrocute this thing. It's just a matter of moderating that amount of power so it doesn't kill it.
Okay.
If you pulled up enough of one of these tow cables that you could, feed it back to the reactor room, that would
Yeah, I was
probably do the
thinking-
trick.
Maybe something potentially like that. I have another idea too, but I'll explore that if it starts breaking out.
All right, cool. Tunes, what you doing?
Taking it slow.
Taking it slow. Nice. You have advantage on your first check because of Jack's help action.
5's not gonna do it. God damn it, Jack, you're distracting me. 15 on the second's not gonna do it.
Jesus. I'll let you choose which one of those you had advantage on. It can have been not the first.
Well, considering the second was a 15 and a 4.
Okay. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
All right.
Clang, clang, clang. Still 1.
All right. All right. Gary,
Is the ship ready for liftoff?
ship is ready for liftoff. You could go down to your engine room and just leave it in a hold pattern right now.
One moment, please.
Blessings.
Excuse me. We gotta clean this goddamn cockpit. All right,
Blessings
if
of
that's
soul
the
be
case-
upon you.
If that's the case, yeah, I'll leave the cockpit. I will head down to the engine room, and I just want to do a tech check. And rather than bring a cable in and connect it to the reactor, because I'm worried about the negatives of that if I roll poorly, is there a way for me to, if I overclock the shields, route everything to it all at once too quickly, like faster than is healthy? Would that potentially create some kind of electrical discharge that would travel into the container if we had to briefly shock this thing?
It's possible. No matter what, it is going to cause damage to your shield generator,
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
not the
Okay.
shields, not just the shields themselves.
Right, the part. Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind. And
But it's a matter of how much damage. It might still be operational, just maybe not to full power.
okay. Then I will. No, because they'll disappear by the end of my next turn. I'll I'll comms into Tunzi. Tuns, how we doing? Do you need me to come down there?
I mean, probably.
Gary, walk him through it. Maybe the omnipotent voice in the sky will give him 3 dice.
I
No.
have the omnipotent voice in the sky, Jack. I'm slightly higher than all of you.
Jake speaks up and says, "Actually, Gary, I'm a little higher than you."
Fuck!
Oh, Jake's faded right now?
Good thing he doesn't have an autopilot.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Thank goodness we don't have a Tesla.
Jack was
No,
telling the truth. It talks.
The core of the computer that runs me is located just above the cockpit, so I am higher than you.
All right, Jake's right. Jake's the omnipotent
And I'm
voice.
I'm also closest to an omnipotent voice. Yes.
All right, you know what? God damn it, Jake. Do you want to run through your databases and you walk Tunsies through this? You might know some actual detailed technical instructions.
You put it the way it looks like it's not supposed to go, and then just really jam it in there.
That's what I.
That's what I've been saying.
Damn it. Well, he's right. He's right.
He knows. They know. They're reading the
Are
database.
you, Tunsi? Are you jamming it? Are you jamming it though?
I think he's slanging it.
All right, Tons. On your next turn, you can roll with advantage on both checks since they're giving you separate help actions.
Just yelling in your
Okay.
ear. Slam it.
Everyone's over.
Jake's hot and ready to
right
perform.
now.
Slam it, Tuns.
All right, Jack, you're up. Still just doing the same thing.
I guess.
If you got something else you want to do, dude, do it.
No, I got not losing our bounty is what I'm doing right now. I'm
Valid.
Getting paid.
On a natural 3, it does not open the door. You get the feeling this door is pretty well sealed at this point.
Good.
With
I'll
24
just-
added to it, the DC's like... I had it. What was it? It was 16 plus 24. It's a DC 40 athletics to
I
open this door
will
right now.
merge into this cage before I let it go. Before these.
That's
cages.
fair. Tuns, you have advantage on 2 checks here. If you hit a DC 15 the first time, you make it. If you hit a 20 on the second, you make it.
Well, the first one, we got a 10 and a 14.
Oof.
Yep. And we got a nat 1 and a 15 on the second. I really like rolling 15 on the second one, apparently. I think next turn I'm going to use my bonus action first and then my action.
The DC has
Valid.
to go down at some point.
No, we'll do this the whole episode, baby.
We're at the hour mark, please.
One of you could go do it. Tuns
Yeah,
is... you have a negative
I-
1 to tech, right?
I have a +1.
+1, okay.
Okay, yeah, it is dumb as hell of us to expect Tuns to be the one.
Look, I thought with helps it would have happened.
To be
Oh,
fair,
it's statistically impossible that Tuns is failing this much.
I'm not,
yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. I'm not upset with Tuns, the character, for not knowing this tech. I'm upset with Don, the person, for not rolling better.
Watching the
Well,
roll
hey,
20
don't
rolls
blame me.
come
It's
in
what my
is-
character would do.
Fuck.
All right, well,
Yeah.
we're going to keep it moving. Gary, you still just shouting, or are you leaving to go
No.
help?
I'm gonna run down and help Tuns out. Can I get to
All
him?
right. If you use a portal, yes. You'll be able to get there and still have an action.
I'll use a portal. Why the hell not? I'll leave it right where I am, standing at the lip in the cockpit, at the edge of the ramp, and I'll portal down to him and say, "No, look, you when you jam it, you really gotta jam it." And I'm gonna try and that was my
Do
bonus
that.
to make the portal, so I will use my action to try and help this thing out.
I really hope Gary gets it.
I was gonna say if I fuck this up, no, that was a 16 plus 6 for 22.
Yeah, you see Gary actually just pops it right in there as he says it.
After you do a couple, it gets a lot easier.
I just want to say, that's the way it looked like it was supposed to go. You guys had me
Gary-
doing it the wrong way the whole
Well,
time.
I guess it's subjective to
Gary,
how
I gotta ask: was spitting on it necessary? Was that
You
an
know what?
appropriate part of it?
Jack, I have been resisting the urge to make a spit on it joke for about 20 minutes now. I'm dignified that with the response, okay, partner?
All right. Tow lines are all in. That's the end of your turn, Gary.
Yeah.
You've got no movement. You do have a portal there,
Mhm.
so you'll be able to get back to the cockpit.
Actually, tons will. I will not. It disappears at the start of my next turn.
Oh, start of your next turn. My bad.
Oh, wait. Do I not have movement right now?
Yeah, you dropped the portal, like halfway there, and then had to
I had to
use
go
your
another
movement.
30?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
got-
because the ship is 60 feet from this container.
Okay, gotcha. Then, yeah, tons, you can use it. Whoever, both of you guys can use it if you want.
All right, Jack.
All right. How far is the portal from?
Portal's 20 feet from you.
20.
'cause
And
you're
how
at the
far? How
front.
far are they from me?
They're 10 feet from you.
Oh, So if I step through the portal, I'm 30 feet from them.
If you step through the portal, you're 30 feet from that. If you run to, or I said the portal's 10 feet from you. My bad. Portal's 20 feet from you. It's 10 feet less. It would take you 50 feet to get into the ship, but this portal will drop you off right in your cockpit.
If I step through the portal, say I'm at the portal, how far are they from me?
If you're at the
60
portal,
feet.
which would be 30 feet. Well, which
If you're in the
go-
portal, they're 60 feet.
And like even looking through the portal back at them.
What do you mean? Like, where are you physically? Like, if
You go to the cockpit via the portal, then sure, I'll give you line of effect within 30 feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Oh.
That's what I'm working on.
I don't know if that's how the portal actually works, but that's what we'll say.
I can look into that.
Because by mathematically I could just go 30 feet to get back. But the reason I'm doing that, you know what? I don't even need it because I'll go to the lip of the portal. I'll use rescue as a bonus action to pull Gary into the portal. Put him inside it since I get another 5 feet. Since it's a spot 5 feet for me into the portal, and then I'll get into the cockpit and start
All right.
reeling in these
Cool.
cables.
You and Gary are both in the cockpit. Last chance for a nat 20. None. That's a 5. Tons.
Yeah. Tons is gonna take a few steps, run closer, Solarum leap because it's a cantrip and it looks cool, and he's gonna fall through the portal.
You fall through the portal, and you have a rough landing on Jake's cockpit floor. But you don't take any damage because you use Solarum leap. It's just a little weird falling. You fall through the portal, but the portal isn't vertical,
Yeah,
and you're coming at a diagonal. So you can't really see where the ground is going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I think effects can pass through my portals because I have something that says whenever me, my weapon, or the source of my damage passes through a
Cool.
portal, it does something.
Cool. Then effects can pass through. All right. You are all in the cockpit here.
Tons will
What you
dash
doing?
and try to get to his gunner operator seat.
Your choice, which. You can
I
go
think
straight to a
operator.
gun or you can go operator.
Yeah.
Operator is your position, but you have a gun.
Yeah.
Well, you
we'll
have
go
some
to the
guns.
operator.
Okay, cool. Go to the operator position. Start. Gary.
I'm going to head to engines and make sure that the engine and the guns have power.
Would you like to put extra powered engines? Or you said engine and guns, so you're taking the shield off?
Yeah.
Alright, shield goes down. Engine and guns have power. Jack.
I guess I'm getting us out of here.
Alright, go ahead and give me that piloting check, baby.
You got it. Incoming
you-
natural 1.
As you squeeze
24.
24, you fly up sideways, squeeze through that hole in the ceiling that you created not too many hours ago with your guns, and are in open air.
Let's get the
You
drop
remem-
off.
Yeah, you remember your instructions were to call your contact, Thauron Kale, so that he can be prepared to meet you for drop-off.
Let's ring them on up.
Yeah.
All right. Who's making the call?
I'll call him.
Hell of a job, boys.
Oh, we're not done just yet.
All right. And Gary, you pick up the phone.
Yeah,
Call
what
on over
is
to
the
Thalron
phone
and Kale.
situation while we're talking? Am I like pulling the
Your
phone?
data pads are phones.
Okay. Yeah, I'll type in his little number.
Goodness, I
All
could be an
right.
iPad kid in the cockpit and have my shows on my data pad.
Yeah.
Is there-
Your data pad is your all-in-one device. It's your ID. It's your, payment. It's for it's your debit card, credit card, whatever you want to call it. Everything.
Is there a little 6-inch hologram of Thalron when I'm speaking to him?
You see, ring, ring, ring. He answers. It appears he did not put you on video.
He declined the holo call.
Oh,
This
just
is
trying to
this is Agent Kale. Who am I speaking to?
Agent Kale, this is Gary Sneed. I was just trying to test out the quality of the hologram projector here, but that's all right. No, that's fine.
Okay, I'm just not in a position where I can be on a holo call right now. You hear gunfire. A little busy. What are you calling about, Mr. Sneed?
Just letting you know that we've completed our mission. We're bringing the cargo back to you, but it sounds like you're a little tied up. Is there someone else we can leave it with?
I should be able to meet you. Where are you flying from?
Where are we?
You're coming up out of the 13th level of the Technoblock borders.
Okay. Coming up out of the 13th level of the Technoblock borders there.
All right. So it's about a 2-hour flight for you. All right. Yeah. Well, I should be able to meet you there.
All right. Well, good luck, and just remember this has gone quite smoothly so far, and we do hope you'll remember that when leaving any reviews about Tufts and Cups Incorporated.
We have taken into account your actions. Yes.
All right. Well, we'll see you soon there.
All right. And you hang up, begin to fly on over. When you come in for a landing, you are not directed to a garage. You are left on the runway. And you see a couple of trucks similar to the ones that you just sort of inadvertently destroyed, pull up with slots for containers to be loaded on their back.
Perfect. I will definitely go out and help the crew load the trucks, just trying to be as nice as I can, trying to leave a good impression. I feel like
give me a persuasion. You can give me a group persuasion if you're all helping, or anyone who is helping can add to the group persuasion.
Oh, what's that? You also love dogs? Wow, that's crazy. It's so nice to meet somebody like that. Persuasion 16.
16? 19? I'm assuming Tons does not go out to help.
Tons does go out to help, and with his +4 to persuasion, he gets a 5.
With your bleeding body
So that's a
and 4
natural one.
HP.
Yep.
Well, you got a short rest on the way.
Oh,
there
that's
you go.
fair.
But yeah, Tons, you go out with your 1 HP, and you actually see not the same kid from earlier in the day, but one of the people who came in following them looks at you and is just kind of giving you the stank eye the whole time.
Tunch smiles back, but his
Jack
short
and
rest
Gary,
did not repair his teeth.
Jack and Gary, you both do. You're both very helpful, and you leave a positive impression, even on the guy who's giving Tons the stank eye. Like, you walk up to him and start chattering with him a bit, and he, oh yeah. Thanks for bringing these back. Containers took a little damage, it looks like. We sure all the specimens are okay? Thud! Oh, one of them seems to have woken up.
Oh, yeah. They're doing just fine, though.
They
right.
gave a little bit of resistance, but we made sure everything was all right.
All right. Well, let me. Hey, I need tranq rifles trained on container 2 here.
Oh yeah, do a lot of those. That guy gets big.
Can we make a request for a couple of those next time you want us to do something like this?
We have them available for sale at our armory. Yeah.
I would love to make a pit stop at the gift shop.
Agent Kale walks up to you. You can see his uniform still starched perfectly, in great shape, except for what look like blaster burns on the right arm and left side, right above would that be the liver?
Oh, you take care of yourself after that little scuffle?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. All right. Zellin, did you already call for tranq rifles? Yes, sir. Great. Let's pop these bad boys open and see how our specimens are doing, huh? Figure out how much you're getting paid.
I really think we should make sure those rifles are here when we
Oh,
pop open too.
Oh, if Zellin called for them, they should be. And he looks around. Oh, there, and there.
All right, just give it a wide berth. They gave us a little trouble, is all.
Yeah, I take quite a few steps back.
Tons, go
All
back
right.
inside. Tons, don't. We can't have you beat up again.
To be clear, we can't open that latch.
Oh, they're gonna cut it open.
Sure they can.
You see, they actually look down at it and they're like, "Oh." So we'll open that one later. How about we do the first? Guarantee you half your pay if it's in good shape, and then we'll take care of this one once we get it done.
I can open it. No worries. And he'll just summon his sword and.
Okay, you cut through the latch.
I rescue Tons. 30 feet away.
Tons force leaps back and is 40 feet back right away.
Same turn. You cut through it, leap back. You're good. The door bursts open as the hammering has continued. This thing comes out looking angrier than it was before, and immediately gets hit with about 6 tranq darts. Let's actually.
6 tranq rifles all miss in unison.
No, I wasn't rolling to hit. They hit automatically. I was rolling the con save 6 times. If one fail, 2 nat ones out of 6 con saves. You see this thing folds back into itself and lays down on the ground. It looks just like a very big crab now.
Say, Agent Kale, what were you planning to, You know what? That's none of my business. Never mind. I hope you've had a
No, please ask the question. We're here to educate.
What are you going to use this thing for?
Oh, we're not going to use it for anything. We're going to take it back to its natural habitat in the Greenbelt.
Okay, well, asked and answered.
We want to make sure the balance of Eden is upheld. Speaking of the Greenbelt, I understand there was a little bit of a scuffle between yourselves and a few of our operatives earlier today, and while I can see that you're just very good bounty hunters who are concerned about their property, of course, the greater collective doesn't exactly view it that way. So I wanted to offer you a chance to kind of get back in the good graces. Another job, paid, of course.
Well, what's the timeline on it? Because I don't want to be rude, but we do have a few other things on our plate.
Oh, 2 days.
What was it, 19 more for the other one at this point?
Yep.
Is there another crab involved?
Shouldn't be. Though you will be having to travel through the Greenbelt. But most of it should be possible by air travel. Here's the dossier, and he sends it over to you. There's a former activist that was living here in the collective who's, shall we say, dissatisfied with the speed of our progress in spreading the good word of caring for our planet, and has decided to resort to less pleasant tactics to force her agenda. I don't know if you heard of the bioagent bombings that were happening in some of the industrial zones recently, but we've traced it back to her.
That has
She's hiding in
something
the.
to-
Oh,
that has
go
something
ahead.
to do with the bombing at Vine and Ivy 2 months ago.
It's funny you say that. We believe that, in fact, she's working with someone who was involved in the bombing, but not someone who was pulling off the bombing, if that makes sense. One of the intended victims.
Interesting. Who would that be?
We don't have a name, but here, swipes through the dossier on his and projects an image. You see a woman dressed all in black, hood up, just the hint of her jawline peeking out from underneath. Right now we're calling her widow. We're calling her widow.
And that's the victim, yes.
Yes, she was caught on a camera exiting the apartment where the bombing took place after the fact. And then she was caught meeting up with the three people we originally thought were perpetrators of the bombing. Upon further investigation, we've found that it was a consortium bomb targeted at them as a group. And I do believe that perhaps that incident is what may have radicalized Dr. Grant, into violently striking at those who do not follow our ways.
So is this wanted alive, not dead again?
Preferred alive. Dead is acceptable, but there's a bigger payout for you if we can get our hands on her. She's highly intelligent, and we've seen advancements in her bioagents that we didn't think were going to be possible for at least another 50 years.
Well, in the interest of furthering your scientific goals and bringing this Dr. Grant in alive, maybe you could convince the folks over at the gift shop to give us a discount on a couple of tranquilizer rifles.
Oh, well, you know what? I seem to recall that I've just accidentally ordered some and lost them.
Well, wouldn't you know? Oh, I sure appreciate it, Agent Kale. You're a real straight shooter, and I'll stick my hand out to shake his.
He shakes your hand. Oh, you strike me as hunters who are doing things right, you know? So I want to make sure that you're taken care of as you help us out.
Consummate professionals. That's us at Tufts and Cuffs Inc. Captain, I don't want to speak
I'll be sure
for
to
you.
leave a review for you as well.
Oh, please. That's super important. If you could subscribe to our channel also, that would be huge. Jack, I'm all for taking this job.
Don't forget to leave a like.
Leave a like. Agent Kale, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button.
Now, by all means, if there's one thing I've learned, it's Gary Sneed knows what Tufts and Cuffs needs. So, by all means.
Ain't it the truth? We got to get that carved over the inside of the doorway.
Maybe a poster. Let's print our own.
All right. We should put a cat on it. Tons,
There
any
you go.
objections?
No.
What's the What's the reward? Have you mentioned that yet? Exactly what we'd be getting paid alive versus
I
dead?
had not. Uh, Dead, you would be being paid 7,500 credits. Alive, we'd be willing to offer 10,000 for her, 12,000 if you can bring in any hard drives or anywhere she has her work copied down.
Well, look, you see how interested we were before even knowing the price? That's how committed to justice we are over at Tufts and Cups. We'll take the job.
All right. I'm sorry. GM mistake. I said 2 days earlier, 5 days. And he will have and he says, I'll have that location information to you within 72 hours. Get you a
Fantastic.
narrowed down scope.
All right.
And we're going to move into a short period of downtime. First, though, we're going to take a 5-minute break. We will be right back. All right, we're gonna jump right. All right, we're gonna jump right back into the thick of things here as our party heads off from dropping their bounty off at the Eco Harmony Collective to have a little downtime for a couple days. As you make your way back to the office, I'm just gonna ask each of you for one thing that you'd like to do during this downtime, whether it's something your character does to further their goals as a bounty hunter or just to relax a little. And we'll go ahead and start with Jack.
Well, I think the biggest thing would be getting the ship taken care of, but he could also do a little furthering. So Jack's going to head on down into the Eco Harmony Collective again and find a place where he can have the ship repaired since we're partnering with them again. But mainly, so in the area he lands in is close to where he once used to be, where the fields he worked on and the people he worked with back before he became a bounty hunter, to visit some old friends again. Yeah. Since he's doing so much work here, he's been thinking of them a lot.
And as you settle down into the once dry and dusty, but now filled with greenery, sun fields, you stop at a old garage to park your ship and get some repairs done. And you see walking out a man you've known since you were but a boy. Old Bill Chestnut.
Mr. C. Nut, look at you.
Now, who is that there? Is that little old Jack Thonkler come to patronize my little station out here in the middle of nowhere?
Hey, I can't help it if you're the one I trust with repairing Jake here.
I thought you picked up a boy who did that on your travels.
I do, but I wanted to be down here to visit you and some of the old folks, so figured at least I could do is pay you to spend some time with me in the ship.
It looks like she's taking quite a chunk of damage here.
Decent amount, but nothing I know you can't handle.
Oh, I can handle it, and he starts to climb up the ramp into the ship.
Yeah, by all means, I'm not...
Oh my, she's really just held together by a couple of internal patches, ain't she?
It's an old ship, all right.
Old reactor, too.
That's the job done.
You know what, Jack?
What's that?
I just got a new 3-prong reactor in off of a ship I scrapped. I'll be willing to offer it to you for a pretty good price. Install it for free.
What number? What number are we talking about?
Say it's a GNX 1590. Market value is probably about parts and labor, probably about 3,000 creds. And I think I could let go of it for you, 1,200.
Oh, that's awfully kind of you, but I don't know if I could stinge you that much. Stepping back for a moment, what was the number we just got for this most recent job?
The most recent job,
like how much did we just get paid? Yeah. How much you cut out there for a second?
7,000.
7,000. All right. So 4,000 to the account, 1,000 to each of us, I think is reasonable, fellas. Yeah. So that'll put us up to 91 in the team account. I think I could at least treat you well and have you buy a couple nice dinners. Why don't we call it 15 if you're going to be so nice?
Hey, you're haggling in the wrong direction, Jack.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna say no. Say no.
Call a repayment for all the times you took care of me.
Sure. Yeah, you know you ain't gotta repay me for that, though. That's just... you're one of the community kids. We gotta look out for the youngins.
Speaking of them, you know where Arya and Barry ended up by any chance?
Arya. Which one's Arya again? Was she?
Little scrawny girl that we always sent up the trees.
Oh, little scrawny girl. She had that curly red hair.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I remember her. Last I heard, she's still working here in town. I think she's managing down at Ted's. You know, the old diner.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
And then, Jack, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your other little friend, she done walked herself into the sea.
How long ago that happened?
About 6-8 months now. I don't know. It started slow, but none of us thought we all thought she was joking. She said someone was singing to her from out there. But ain't nobody here no singing. And, you know, she's always been a flighty one.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
But, no, we found her shoes and a data pad set alongside the beach one day.
It's a damn shame.
Well, hey, maybe someone was singing and they came and picked her up in a boat, right? You know?
Who knows? I'll have to keep an eye out for her. I'm getting all out and about these days.
Yeah, I'm a big fancy man with this flying machine, you know?
It gets me around. Tell you what, speaking of sharing tales and being flighty, why don't I head down to Ted's, pick you up something, come back and
Hey,
eat
you know
together.
what I like, right?
Oh.
Slop chicken.
Oh, of course. That's the only thing you get from there anyway.
Yeah,
Only thing worth
eating.
eating.
Your friend got the chef making this new tenderloin sandwich. It's pretty good.
All right. Now you're making me more excited to get out of here. Wait a minute.
All right, and you head on down to Ted's. We're going to come back to your scene here in a second. Gary, what are you getting up to in this short period of downtime?
I think after Jack leaves, I don't know if you tell us where you're going or what, but either way, when you leave, Gary will, not that I'm keeping this a secret, if anyone asked, I would tell them where I was going, but Gary's going to see his friend, I think his name's Patrick Brannigan. And before he leaves, you see Gary duck into a back room of the shop where they have kind of like little wardrobe areas. He takes off his coat, puts on a different one. It's gunmetal gray, and it's like way more tattered and beat up. Some fake veneers on his teeth to make his teeth look, rotted and nasty. Puts on a dark cabbie hat over himself. And then heads out. Oh, and I think also maybe just a little bit of like prosthetic beard just to make his beard a little bit thicker than it is. Not an incredible change to his appearance, but just the way Patrick is used to seeing him. Because if it's all right with you, I think that my connection with Patrick Brannigan is that a contact that I had introduced me to him under the guise of some gang, someone from an outfit that he used to run with. So there's some kind of fake connective tissue. So whenever I go see Patrick, it's under this guise of
just give me with advantage performance check to put this performance or deception to get your disguise locked in.
Okay.
Not a high DC either, since it's a version of yourself that you've played before.
I rolled an 18 and a natural 20.
Jesus, yeah, you flawlessly slip into the skin of another Gary Sneed.
Yeah. I think I call him Gary Cheed. Because this guy is
Gary Cheed. All right. It's not too far to Brannigan's from here. You could do it on foot, or you could just grab a drift bike to make it real easy. Grab a bike.
I
You
would,
can fly down through the crevasse.
I'll take the bike just so I can take the long way around and kind of just take some turns, just so I'm not clearly coming from this direction.
Yeah.
I'm also going to take the cipher from that bounty that we're trying to figure out.
Yep.
Because I'm hoping that Patrick Brannigan is some sort of code breaker, has some kind of expertise in this kind of thing.
All right. Yeah. You take that cipher with you. Head on down to old PB's. Taking a little bit of a circuitous route, you get down to floor 17 of the trench here.
All right.
And it's not just on the edge here for him. There's a little alleyway carved into the rock wall leading up to his place. And you pull up, drift bike humming underneath you. And
Yeah, I'll get out
on
and-
up to the door.
Yeah, I'll. Unlike Gary's usual mannered nature, you see Gary bang on it 3 times. Patrick! Patrick, I need to speak with you, lad!
And the door opens. Mr.
Oh.
Sheed.
Yes,
Not a
yeah, no,
long
there's...
time.
No, I know. There's no time. Listen, I've never been so confused in my life. I've got the hands on this here. It's some kind of a look. Can I come inside? Would you put on a cup of tea? We'll sit down. We'll have a chat.
I don't have any tea, but you can come inside.
Oh well, that's why I always bring tea with me when I come see you. You fucking fool. When are you gonna stock up like a proper person? And I'll go in. I will put on. Maybe he has a little fold-out tea kettle that I bring with me or something. And I'll just put on a pot of tea. Tea that no one has, Tunsies and Jack would never have seen Gary make because he doesn't drink it. But I'll put on a pot.
Gary's a coffee man through and through.
Gary's absolutely a coffee man. I'll put
But
on
Gary
a pot.
Cheed.
Gary Cheed's a different matter. And then I'll spread the paper out on the table and I'll say, look, I'm sorry, I know it's been a long time, but I need your help. I know you're the best there is at what you do. I can't figure this out. There's a possible potential. Look, I don't even know if the intelligence is any good. There may not be any money at the end of this after all, but if there is, might be a little piece of it in it for you, boyo. Can you do me a favor and try and help me figure this out?
You just need the code broken?
I just need the code broken.
All right. Do you have any of the words already?
Yeah, no, I figured out that "ta" means, and whatever few words we figured out,
Yeah.
I'll relay over to him. I don't remember what they were.
All right. Yeah, I can work with this. And you see he pulls his data pad up, so it's projecting a holographic interface. All right, just a quick scan and put in those few words you had. And I'm going to go ahead and make a check for him. Ooh. Oh, it's clever.
Well, what'd you figure out?
Oh, this isn't just one cipher.
So what do you mean? What do you mean? You're charging double? What are you telling me?
Oh, no. I'm going to charge the same as I would on any other cipher. 10% of your earnings.
All right. Well, that's fair enough, isn't it? Say, you're all alone here, aren't you? And I'm kind of looking around. Is Patrick alone?
Why do you ask?
Just want to
Mr.
make
Smith.
sure. This could be some kind of sensitive information. I don't want this getting out to too many hands. Plus, if we do end up making any money on it, I don't want to be splitting it 25 different ways for the people, hiding in your closets and under your fucking floorboards and such.
Yeah, we're alone. We're alone, Gary.
All right.
Appreciate the concern. No, it's a clever cipher. There's a book cipher that leads to nothing. Well, not nothing, but what looks like is a false lead. Do you ever read the old Earth classic, the Aeneid?
I'm not much of a reader, no. Gary Sneed has.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's
Why,
using
though?
that as a book. It's using that as a book cipher that leads to a false mission, and then, when you dig a little deeper, you look at the book. You look through the book cipher, and you realize it's acrostic.
Yeah, I speak English. I don't know what acrostic.
Do you just want the final results of decoding all three, Gary?
Patrick, I'm not a thinking man. All right, I come to you because this is your area of expertise, not mine.
All right. It looks like it's a set of coordinates. But
All right.
But there's five numbers here, not the normal two, not even three to account for level. And
So
I've never seen a 5-piece coordinate set before.
So what? There's an extra three, or three digits, is what you're telling me.
Well, extra three. So here, and he writes out the coordinates for you. There's a longitude, a latitude, a depth coordinate, and then two more that he can't track. Like he can't nail down what they would be.
What are the two numbers? Do they matter?
They are 0162
Could that be a time?
and 3481.
No, right.
0162 could not be a time. You wouldn't
No.
have a time past 60.
No, I was thinking if you, I don't know, maybe you could switch it around or something, but yeah.
Well, 62 is not a time either, unfortunately.
No, I mean like switch the digits around.
Oh, okay.
Add 'em up.
No, I'll tell you, he fully broke the code down. Now it's just a matter of having the right thing to input this into.
Okay. Patrick, you've done it again. I can't thank you enough. I suppose I'll be in touch at the end of wherever this leads me. A little slice of it'll be yours. Couldn't do it without you, friend. I'm going to shake his hand.
You probably couldn't.
The temptation is so strong on Gary right now. But, yeah.
It's been good seeing you, Mr. Cheed.
You too. Until next time. Make sure you drink that tea.
You can leave the upfront fee at the desk on your way out.
All right.
Yeah.
What?
50 creds, same as always.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give that out of my personal money. And then, I want to get out of there as fast as I can while looking natural, and I'm going to follow the same exact circuitous route in reverse back to the shop.
All right. Toons, what are you doing during your downtime?
Tons is gonna see if there's somewhere he can rent a boat and fishing gear and take a little fishing holiday.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're able to get a boat and fishing gear for pretty cheap, honestly. It's going to cost you 150 credits to rent it for the full, for 48 hours, so that gives you time to get there and get back.
Yeah, that's about what I figured, yeah.
Yeah, and you have a lovely little fishing holiday. Go ahead and give me we'll call it a fishing tools check. We'll say you're proficient in them from your upbringing. And you can use whatever stat you want that you associate with your fishing.
Suppose I don't really associate my charisma with it.
Yeah, I don't think you're not off the line here.
Come on, bite the line. Bite the line.
But we end up with a 14. Using Dex.
14. What did you use?
Dex.
All right, yeah. It's just about It's all about reacting in time, and you catch a good haul of fish. You could have a nice chunk of you could have sashimi for a couple days back at the office.
Yeah, we'll have something. We'll have some kind of food.
And as you're fishing, off in the distance, you actually see one of the floating resorts pass you by. way off in the distance. These things are huge. You can see them from like 50 to 60 miles away. Easy. Yeah. Just passes you by.
One day.
Floating along the primordial sea.
One day we'll make it there.
And Jack, as you enter Ted's, things are pretty nice here. Where's all my music for this? There it is. Things are pretty nice here. You walk in, it's a cheery place. You see there's about 6 tables full here, and then, 4 tables full and then 2 people sitting at like the counter. You walk in and immediately Arya locks eyes on you. Well, that couldn't be Jack Thonkla.
It sure is.
Couldn't be. Because I'm pretty sure the last time I saw Jack Thonkla, I told him not to show me his face ever again, if he was going to leave us all behind.
Hey, why do you think I'm coming back now? Gotta uplift and support the folks that brought me up. And I think I caught you out of a tree one too many times for you to be really upset with me anyway.
Alright, fair enough. Sit down, Jack. What can I get you?
I would say the usual, but things have changed. I think I heard a tenderloin sandwich was down here.
Oh yeah. We got Kevin in the back whipping up all sorts of new stuff now. You know, same old's good, and it's all still on the menu, but it's nice to have a little variety.
Yeah.
Especially now that we worked out that new deal where we get to keep an extra 30% of the food.
Oh, look at y'all.
10% more of the exotic crops.
I just had a run-in with some exotic crops myself not too long ago.
Oh,
But,
really? How'd they taste?
A little fishy, but no complaints.
Alright, so you want to try that tenderloin sandwich then?
Yeah, and some of the slop chicken. I got Mr. Chestnut doing some ship work for me. Gonna bring him a meal.
Alright. You want me to get you your tenderloin and then have that slop chicken ready for you when you leave?
That'd be perfect.
Alright, keep it nice and hot for him. Alright, and she heads into the back. You can hear her in the kitchen. Hey, I need the biggest tenderloin we got. We're showing off tonight. A couple of minutes pass, she comes back out. There's a little bit of small talk as she catches you up on how she became manager. Yeah, you see, when Letty passed, Ted just didn't want to run the place himself no more, so he asked me to take over. You know, grew up a bit, so I don't fit up in the trees to pick all the bushels no more.
Yeah.
Last time I tried, I might have broke a couple branches on my way down.
Yeah. Well, this works for you. Leadership always suited you.
Yeah, speaking of which, I hear you're running your own crew now.
I am. I'll have to bring the fellas down. I didn't realize you'd have such an executive spot to show off.
Oh, don't go throwing words like executive around here. We're all partners in this community. That's why it's a collective, Jack.
I haven't forgotten.
I don't know. I hear you're living up right there on the consortium border now. Thought maybe it was starting to go to your head, owning things.
It helps with running a business, but I tell you, I couldn't be more grateful for the crew, and I couldn't be more grateful for you and the folks back here either.
Hey, well, if you want to be grateful, send a little help back home every now and then, you know?
No, why do you think I walked in here?
Well, I'm just saying, there's definitely some kids like us who could use it.
Well, we've been running into a lot of fortune lately, and I can finally start helping out a little bit more rather than just visits.
It'd be. I hope so, Jack. I hope so. Really.
Are you the person to hand it off to? Because
Oh Lord, no.
yeah,
Lord,
that's
no.
that's
No.
what I figured.
No. You know me. You hand me that much money, it'll be gone in 5 minutes.
Oh, don't I know it? Don't I know it?
Not because I'll spend it, just because I'll forget my data pad password again. Or someone else will already have it, I suppose.
I'll make sure it gets to the right people.
All right. Well, you make sure it gets to the right people, and I'll make sure that's it. Where is that sandwich, Kevin? He says, I'm plating it now. Comes out. This is a tenderloin that is about as wide as your torso. Like,
Good lord.
like you go like nipple to waist, and that's about the size of this tenderloin. And the bun is just a standard hamburger bun.
Is this the?
Are there photos up on the wall?
Are they always this big?
They're always this big. Well, that one's a little bigger, but they're pretty close.
You know what? Let me take a bite first. Let's see how this tastes.
All right, you bite in. It's got just the right amount of salt, pepper, a little bit of cayenne and chili powder in there. And you can tell the chicken, or not the chicken, you can tell the pork was marinated. And then there's just a little bit of yellow mustard under the bun as you keep
goodness. Look, I'm gonna need 2 more of these. Gary and Tons are gonna love this.
eating. Oh, okay, 2 more. You heard him, Kev. No, I didn't. What he asked for? 2 more. Put your damn hearing aids in. And you have a lovely meal. Bring the slap chicken with 2 extra tenderloins back to the ship with you. And you see Chestnut sitting there. All right. So I got the hull repaired. You're pretty fueled up. Might need another day if you want that new reactor installed quick. You've still got. This is like you landed here night 1 of your days off.
Gotcha. Oh man. We got storage and shake. I can get these sandwiches proper for the boys tomorrow. Yeah, of course. Why not? Gotta sit with you anyway.
Yeah, let's sit down and catch up. And you have a lovely evening catching up with Chestnut. He tells you about all the new kids running around doing the same things you were before. You know, just helping with the harvest. And he tells you about one new kid who's showing a few of the same talents you did. Young girl named Tira. Yeah. Unfortunately, seems she was born Nova touched, and neither her parents were showing before, so.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get you all fueled up and get that reactor installed tomorrow.
No
why don't you
worries.
crash here? I got an extra cot back in the office.
Oh, absolutely.
Save you a hotel fee.
Appreciate you.
And you have a lovely little night.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Sleep the next day. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna go ahead and cut 2. I'm gonna give him an extra. I'm gonna cut 2,000 from our account since he's giving it to us for so cheap, as well as taking care of me again.
Yeah. You cut 2,000 from the account. The next day, while he's working on the reactor, do you want to go take care of dropping off some money for the orphans?
Yeah. I'm gonna drop off
how much?
1,000 for myself, not from the company account, from me.
You drop it off just at it's just the mayor's secretary, and she, oh my, well that'll be a great help. I'll keep them in food and new clothes for at least the next month.
We take care of the community, don't we?
Right, we got to. Ain't nobody else gonna do it for us, right?
Goddamn right.
Alright. You get on out of here, Thonkla. I'm sure you got big city things to be getting on with.
Y'all always tell me. You have a good day now.
Alright. And we're gonna close our session. Thank you for joining us tonight for Concentricity, Prey and Predator Episode 3, Shadows and Schemes. Unfortunately, our players didn't spot too many of those ongoing. Hopefully they can figure it out before the implications hit them next week. Bye!